Welcome back to the Trek Collector, and yes, I finally got this. Yay! I've been hunting for this for a very, very long time, and I got it for a great price on eBay. It's the 1-850 scale United Federation Planet Constitution class starship USS Enterprise NCC 1701 A. Yes, it's the A. Now, this, I believe, was only released in Japan. And this is a funny one. For you guys that don't like doing decals, I would go with the NCC 1701. A little bit easier to get. I will actually tell you where there's one available now on eBay for a great price from the UK, so you don't have to worry about any import taxes or anything like this. But I have been hunting this one for a while. And what I will show you first, before I open the box, so you actually see, because you have to build this. It's not too hard. It comes with rice bulbs, and in this day and age, rice bulbs are kind of gone with the dinosaurs. So you might want to look at getting some small LEDs, which is the plan for this. So it's kind of cool that I can actually show you this actually in its box as it is. Now, the Japanese one does not come with a shrink wrap, believe it or not. That's the way the Japanese are. They're fairly cool with that part. So, like, you know, you go into a model shop in Japan, you can actually open the box and have a look at stuff. Isn't it cool that the Japanese are just so honest and just deadly about stuff? So I'm going to actually show you. I'm going to take this away for a second and just show you what the ship will actually look like, except for a registration detail. So now, if you want to see this light up, go check out my third review. Now, it's back in the day where I talk a lot, and I think I've Mr. Scott's Guide on there. There's my dogs yet again. They know I'm doing a review. Lovely. So, this is this fine ship. I think the colouring on this is absolutely fantastic. She's a wee bit dirty, but you can actually see the great job with the Aztec and the pearlescence on here. Try and get the glow. Just want to be a bit careful. She is absolutely splendid in all her glory, and we'll go a little bit closer, so I will just see there's bits coming off this, because this stand's gone a little bit wonky. This actually I have set up into the mains. The only issue that I had with this was the arboretum, and I do go through that on my thing, so I had to drill that out and put a little bit of mastic. Could be a little bit touched up and cleaned up a little bit better, but however, that is her. So I'm going to put her away. She's a lovely ship. I think she's going to come off her stand, and she has electrics, so it's just great when you're doing reviews, because there's a little pin in there. But as I said, I've changed this over to LEDs, and I plan to do that with the NCC 1701A. So if you want to see this one lit, check out review 3. But without me going on too much more, let's have a look and see how this ship comes in its box. Okay, so here's the box. So, no paint required. All parts are pre-painted, and the ship's markings and the complex Aztec pattern of the hull. No painting is required. Lighting system included. Kit comes with all parts needed to light up the bridge, hull windows, deflector, and warp engines for a spectacular movie-like appearance. Requires 3 AA-UM3 batteries sold separately. Sister ship decals included. Now, this is cool. Kit includes name and hull number decals for the Enterprise NCC A and other Constitution class starships. Build a ship of your choice. So there we go, the Yorktown and the USS Enterprise A. Now, snap assembly, which is kind of cool. So there's no glue assembled, and here's the imaging of the box. Probably should have routed up in the attic for the box of the 1701. Now, as I said to you, if you're not a model builder and you don't particularly want to mess with decals, well, then it's the 1701 for you. But I have it. So this was to complete the whole Bandai set for me. I have the E, I have Voyager, I have the 1701, and I think that, the NX01, which is fairly cool as well. It's actually fantastic. And if you've ever watched the Nerd Escape, we start talking about Eagle Moss collections and stuff like that, I always come back to these. I think Bandai done such a great job on this, and I really wish they were given a license to do more Trek stuff in this detail. They are worth the money, and I will tell you a little bit about one on eBay. Now, normally the NCC 1701 you will get for around £271.33. That's the benchmark roughly. You might find it on Amazon, you might find it on eBay. If you can, try and find one in a local area, that's brilliant. So if you can get it from the UK, brilliant, because you will be saving yourself on import taxes from Japan. But let's stop talking and let's open up this box. So as I take the lid off the box, the only difference between this and the NCC 1701 is, as we see, the lack of hull markings. So this is where I say, if you're not good at modeling and you don't want to put the decals on yourself, get the NCC 1701. You don't have to worry about it. If you can see, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but you can actually see the plastic, and I'm not going to take it out of the plastic wrapping, guys, because I want to lose. But the Aztecing on this is fantastic. The paint detail is very, very cool. Now, talking to Rick Steinbach, he did a lot of work with Bandai for Voyager and the painting schemes. He gave them all his sketching, drawing, details, everything about the paint and colour schemes. I've never spoken to Andrew Probert about this model in particular, but I imagine it's the same, because he's done the same with Doug and John Eves. So they actually went to the designers of the ships and got as much information and detail as they could. So they really put a lot of TLC into this ship. Right, so we have this kind of cardboard backing. Okay, so not much there. This is the rim of the saucer section. So there are windows there. So that completes your primary hull. And then we go into our secondary hull. And okay, with the A, in fairness, there's no lights, but they've actually, I can't remember now, were they actually in blue and didn't have lights, or were they just not marked out? It's not as bad on this one, but what I did was I got a Dremel drill. I drilled out these, and then I got a bit of blue modeling masking tape. Just put it on the back, okay? Just stuck it in there, where they hollowed out the holes. And then the light inside the secondary hull will actually go through those windows, so you get the kind of blue arboretum effect, which is kind of fairly cool. So again, it's something that you just take your time on, and try and get the windows nice and square, and try and clean out the loose plastic, which obviously when you look on a camera with HD, you can actually see that I didn't actually do on the last one. But again, we'll go into this duck egg blue and just the level of details on it there, which is really, really cool. Like going into the airlock and stuff. Hang on, see if I can focus in there. Like, it is really fantastic. You know what I mean? There's a reason why this ship, like back in the day, I think this was like under the 80. I think I got mine initially. I bought the E and I bought Voyager for under €100. So that was back when these first came out. I will tell you on eBay where you can find one. There's one at the moment and it's based in the UK. So anyone that's on the UK side maybe should look. But this is the way the ship comes. It's down to you how quick you put this together. My advice would be take your time. You have any model building skills, try and, you know, shave down parts of where the spruces are and stuff like that, just to try and get a better fit. It is a snap together kit. If you do want the glue, you can, but just remember, if you glue it, you're not going to reopen it. So if you have any issues with lighting, could be a problem. It was handy for me that I didn't glue, because I've managed to actually put rice bulbs in, no, not rice bulbs, LED bulbs into my ships. I was able to actually delicately pry them open and just get back in there. So we'll go to the nacelles and the deflector dish. Now, this deflector dish is blue. On the other one, it was clear. And I do like the clear one on the NCC 1701, because that's the way it looks in the motion picture before she powers down. And there's a little impulse grids there as well. So, photon torpedoes, we go in here, we'll take a little look-see at the photon torpedoes. So there's immense detail in this, guys. And again, with the Aztec, it's absolutely fairly cool. We've got our display base coming in here. Nothing too much. Just be careful, guys, over time. This is a model. It's not to be played with. Just be careful with it. You know, it is delicate. It's not as solid as a rock, and it's main purpose is for display, so switch on, switch off if you're using the batteries. You can easily convert it to main power supply. It's nothing too difficult. I'm sure you can find a YouTube video on how to do that yourself. We're going to get to some more of the clear parts. That is for inside the nacelles, if I remember right, just to help the glow of the inside of the engines. And that's the light fitting part there as well. This all helps the light to glow. So it's kind of like, I thought, kind of a light conductor type thing, plastic wise. Stops light bleeds and stuff like that, which is fairly funky. A lot of time and effort was put into this. So here is our rice bulbs. Now you can pick up lights, LED lights like this now, around the same size and exactly that type of fitting. 12 volts I think is what you're looking for, is the magic key. So you pick them up on eBay, and basically all you're doing is swapping out them for your replacement LED lights. I did find some before, and I'll probably go back and use that shop again because they're actually fairly good. Just watch the tone of the lights. There's different kind of whites, so there's bright light and kind of a beige white and stuff like that. So just make sure that you know which kind of white light you want to kind of go for. And then we're just going to look at the pylon housing. I found this model fairly easier to put together than the EDE. Was a little bit tricky with the nacelles. Voyager was a little bit complicated around her nacelles, but this one's actually fairly easy. You actually run your wires through here, and there's actually a sticker then that goes and covers your nacelle. So you put your run your wires along there, and then there's a plastic sticker that goes over that. So that's fairly cool. So we're going into the deflector dish housing. And again, if I can just get in nice and close, I'm going to see if we can get the detail on. You know, this really, it's, when you see the paint application on this, you just wish that, like, you know, if you do build models yourself and you like painting, that you could actually do a job as good as this. No window misalignments on this, I have to say. It's absolutely fantastic. Here are the stickers I was telling about, just to go over your wires on the nacelle. Now, this, I would imagine, is my decal set, and unfortunately I won't be able to open, so unfortunately it's protected, so we'll try and get in there. But there's the NCC 1701. I can see the edition for the all A, and I can see the other ones there. So I don't know if they're gonna come through on the light, but the decals are kept in there. I don't want to open them for you guys. Will I want to? You know what? I will, because it's you guys. Hang on 2 seconds. So guys, here is the decal set. So try and get in here close. So there is going to be a lot of finicky parts, because you got to remember as well that there is small, it's 1/850 scale, so you're going to have a lot of small little stuff to put on. So again, like with decals and stuff like that, maybe go out, if you do buy this kit and you want to put these on and you're not used to doing decals, what I suggest is buy a cheap model kit with decals and practice. There's lots of tips on YouTube on how to apply decals. We've got the Defiant. Oh, well, that's a Constellation. Sorry, I'm just looking down at the... We do have the Defiant there. There we go. The Defiant A. Wow. Didn't realise that got refitted. The Constellation. The Lexington. So there we go. A. I didn't realise that. I didn't realise the Constellation. Didn't realise. I know the Yorktown was meant to be the replacement for the Enterprise. The Lexington. The Hood. James Kirk served on that. Did he? Not too sure. Maybe. Oh no, sorry, the Farragut. Around the time of Discovery. If you're watching Discovery at the moment, the USS Farragut. It's a ship he was on. USS Eagle. So, USS Excalibur. Constitution. And the Yorktown. The Republic. And the Intrepid. So some of these are Constitution classes that you may remember from the next or TOS. So that is the sheet. That's a decal. So this is the expensive part, realistically. And as I said, if you're not too fond of putting on the decals, just get the NCC 1701. It's the exact same kit, except the deflector dish, the colour of the deflector dish. They're the stickers that go over and cover your wires on the nacelles. So hang on 2 seconds. And what would a kit be like that without one instruction book? So here it is. It could be all in Japanese, is it? Yes, it is. Woo! Good job. Is it? No, we have translation, so it's English as well. I do remember getting actually one of these kits, and it was all in Japanese, which is great fun. But you do have the little pictures to help guide you through the building process. So just scan through there. So you start with your cells. It's just taking a bit of time. I find when you do stuff like this, the more you take your time and put into it, the better the quality of the model is. So Enterprise A, the Yorktown, if some nice thing. I'm not going to go too much into what the book says. There's all the registration numbers. Fairly cool. Okay. More instructions on how to put the ship together. And yes, I think it is fairly cool little ship. Now, I was saying that like roughly on this, you're looking at around £271, 33 pence sterling. There is one on eBay currently at the moment. If you put in Bandai USS Enterprise, there's one on eBay at the moment going for, buy it now for £125, and it's the 1701. I'll just show you it now. I'm just going to gently slide her over because I don't want her coming off her stand. But it's this chap here. And then you don't have to worry about the decals. The nacelles can get a little bit flimsy, but they will click back in. That's down to you if you want to glue. Some do, some don't. There's plenty of YouTube videos, I think, as well, of people putting this ship on glue or so forth. Well, making this model, I think. There used to be anyway. It could be a while now, they could be all gone. But this is the only difference is the deflector. So that one is actually coated blue. But again, if you're anyway model builder, you'd know how to actually, you can change the colour of the dish if you want. But that is the review, and that's pretty much, you know, exactly how this ship came. And that's this one there. So that completes my collection of the Bandai 1A50s. The Enterprise was the only one that wasn't in scale. Voyager's 1A50, the NX-01's 1A50. The Enterprise E, due to the size of the ship, is a different scale. So it's the only one that's not in scale to that ship. So, guys, I hope you liked the review of the Bandai 1A50 scale USS Enterprise NCC 1701A. When I do finally build it, and I get my LED lights, and I have fun getting those decals on, hopefully I will show it off in a later video. But as I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching. Hit that bell icon. And as always, slán go fóill, ihuwa, and thanks for watching. Take care, guys.